just tea. Right. Welcome to this is going to be episode 4 of Road to Necromunda. If you've watched the previous videos, I am dipping my toe into Necromunda. The ultimate goal is to also use these figures in Judge Dredd as a extra gang, like block game. I'm quite happy with the progress I'm making so far. If you're playing catch up, I currently have my leader. He's got I'm classifying this walking stick as a shock stave flechette rifle. I then have a champion. She's got a sniper rifle and a las pistol and stiletto knife. I have the first of 2 gangers. He's got stub pistol, stiletto knife, auto gun. Really like this model. Kind of want him to be a champion just based on how badass he looks. And today, you're going to watch me build and listen to me talk about this one. It's going to be another ganger, las pistol, lasgun conversion. Ooh, a conversion. But anyway, now that it's zoomed back on my beautiful face, welcome to Adventures with Peps. Remember to hit subscribe and let's get in. Right, we are back. Look at this. So right now I am trying to work out what model I want to build. Initially I was thinking shotgun, and I was looking at another sniper, but I'm not entirely sure I wanted a sniper. Then I was intrigued by dual pistol, because the idea of a gun wielder. And then, as you can now see, I have downloaded the House of Shadows book, which actually has the full rules for the kit. And I was looking at the ganger rules, which in this book they're actually called ghosts, because they're trying to make them seem all important. And what I like about this rulebook is it shows you exactly what weapons they can have. So even though the pistols, there's some great options that I get stuck on, and also some special weapons that I'm pretty interested in, as one ganger can be a specialist, I ultimately end up wanting to do similar to ganger to last time, so a pistol and rifle combo. I want to do a las pistol and las gun combo. It's a nice pairing. It looks good in my mind. So I'm now just trying to work out what bodies I'm going to use. I'm very drawn to the straight stand-up guy. I think that's such a cool model. But then I saw the one who looks like he's either cupping his pistol arm or he's about to do a reload. I'm really intrigued by the pose of that model. I then have a quick look at the back pages to see if there was a model similar to it. There isn't really. So yeah, I ultimately choose to go with the slightly hunched back model. So here we go. This is the one. Right, I start snipping away, finding all the parts to make the head, the chest, the body. At this point, you all know what's going to happen, so maybe we'll talk about something else. The Book of House and Shadows. I have not fully read this book yet, but what I have read has got me excited. So to start off with the gang leader, he is known as the Master of Shadows, which is pretty cool. He can do group activations. He's got a variety of weapons he can choose from. He can also have something called psychometric whispers, which means he can be upgraded to have the psychoteric mastery and non-sanctioned psycho special rule. It makes him a lot more expensive, but then basically turns him into a psychic character, which sounds cool. Whether it actually is or whether it's just a huge point sink, I will have to try and work out for myself. But he seems to be actually able to be armed with a lot of cool stuff. Kind of wish I'd bought this book to begin with rather than the Gang War. But let's have a quick read. So his skill sets: agility, cunning, leadership, savant, shooting, and obfuscation. Oh my god. What is words? I cannot talk. This cup of tea has not fully helped me. Yeah, so his flechette pistol has solid and fleshbane ammo. I could make it a mastercrafted weapon. And then he has the shock stave, which could also be mastercrafted. Could also give him digi-lasers if I wanted. A huge array of grenades he could have. I can upgrade his armor. Ton of personal equipment as well he can have. There's also the gun shroud, infrared sights, mono sight. You can also have exotic beasts. This also excites me. So overall, I need to go back and reassess my leader model. He may have already lost. He may have just become a champion. But yeah, moving on. We can then have Phantom. So the sniper video last time. Technically, she is now a Phantom. She can do group activation as well. I could upgrade her to be a Psyker. She's got some pretty cool options to her as well, but ultimately I'm not going to change much. So she's got a las pistol and the long rifle. I can also maybe give a cameline cloak, make her a bit harder to spot. And then we move on to some really cool characters. So these are a separate kit that I'm definitely going to have to pick up once I've built all these models. But there's a Nachgul, which according to this, they're the assassins and saboteurs without peer, crafted by psychic science. So basically these guys can appear anywhere on the board, striking from the shadows. They are a champion. They seem pretty dangerous in close combat as well. They can have weapons that I have not heard of, things like Serpent's Fang and the Shiver Sword. Both sound terrifying. Then after them, there's a Prospect model, which I need to read a bit more about. It's some form of gang fighter. They have some weird ass device strapped to their back. They are psychics. They seem pretty terrifying. I really need to read more about them. But they are terrifying looking. Then we have the gangers, which I'm building currently. They're just known as ghosts in this gang. They can become specialists. They can have pretty cool weapon options as well. As you've now known, I've done an auto gunner and this one is a lasgunner. There are not a huge amount of options for them, but the idea that during a game or a campaign, as they're leveling up, they become specialists seems like a cool option. I do wish there was more heavy weapon options. There then is the Juve option. I don't know if Juves are worth it. I really need to learn gang creation. I'm going to do some research into that. And then we get into the actual fun bits. So there is the exotic beasts, where there seems to be this mechanical worm type creature, which is terrifying. And I have no idea. A Kephilia-pod spector. Data serpents. These are perhaps the most sinister and most effective arriving mass of mechanical tentacles and gleaming equipment. Its whirling lenses constantly tracking shadows for movement They have a sensor array, threat response, watchdogs. Pretty terrifying. And there's the psychotheric worm. A disturbing creation born of dark technology and alien biology. I need to read more about it, but they burrow and can dig through the floor, which sounds disgusting. And we have the hangers on, which sound pretty cool as well. There's a psychic thrall. The image of him is just a demented person wearing a weird, I don't know, sci-fi helmet device. Looks terrifying. There are spikers, which have bulging brains and these weird little harness suits. They look terrifying. If anybody remembers the British comic Dan Dare, they kind of look like the little green aliens. Yep, terrifying. Then there is the Whisper Merchant, who I love the look of. Google it, find the image. He's got this weird bulbous head helmet. They look really cool. I want to build one of them. There's a gang lookout, quite an obvious one. A rogue doc. This one I'm excited about because I want to use a Judge Dredd model that I've got, and I'll probably show that in another video. But it's the Angel of Mercy, Ula Blint. I think she'd make a pretty good rogue doc for this gang. Can make some ammo jacks, a dome runner, a slopper, which is basically a kitchen hand. What else we got? We can have some brutes, which are the weird tentacle brain monster devices that I've seen. There's also, of course, the ambles, but the robot versions. You can have ogrins. And then we go into the hired guns. So there's hive scum options, there's bounty hunter options, house agents. So much stuff that I need to read and learn about. I am just completely in awe of the options that this book has given me, plus the inspiration. So you got the Iron Guild, can also be a part of it. There's benefits to having a gang affiliation. There's the Psi Syndica, which sound pretty cool and look pretty terrifying at the same time. House Tai on Myodo Coven. Oh my god, the words in these games, I can't do it. I might just go House Tai. It's a lot easier. They like to use gangs to collect information. The imagery for this house is very, I would say, Japanese inspired. Ghost in the Shell. They have a lot of telepaths by the look of it. There's null characters. The artwork for Lady Kyoto looks crazy. The Court of Cranes. See, badass. Then there's additional rules. There's Delaque House Favors. No idea what that is, but it represents the clan, house nobles, or perhaps even the Star Chamber taking a personal interest in a gang. They're probably saying, and then there's subplots. The new skill chain. There's faceless at the start of each round until after this fighter has activated. Enemy fighters must pass a willpower check to target them. That's a good one. Side touched, take down rumor monger. Make an intelligence check. If they pass, reduce the reputation of the gangs they have faced by D3. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's good. Fake out, doppelgangers during select crew setup. This fighter's gang may attempt to include an extra fighter. Ooh, sneaky. Then there's there's so many rules in this book. Madness, delusion, darkness, powers, special terrain that you can select, special scenarios that you can play as them. And there's some pretty photographs in the book. The slave ogre, shown in the book looks pretty cool. He's got like a blue tinged skin. Explains what the weaponry looks like, which is great because I struggle to work out what's what. And then there's a weapon reference chart. And we are pretty much at the end of this book. So where am I in the build? And we are at the end of the build. So you can see my converted Lasgun. Nothing fancy, just chopped off the autogun barrel, stuck on a las pistol barrel. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this model. He looks cool. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed me chatting. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love a subscribe. I am currently sitting at 92 likes. I would love to hit 100 by the end of the year. Let's make this happen, and thank you for watching.